Good late afternoon, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have a neat new quadcopter for you today. This is the Eachine H99D. Now, if you look at the H99D, you say, yeah, another crony-sized camera quadcopter, but there's something different about the H99D. Look at the lens on this thing. This includes a 3 megapixel camera with I don't know if it's wide-angled lens, but it has a lens on it, so that hopefully that will provide more light going to the camera, hopefully for better quality video. We are going to find out here shortly, though. If you look at the quadcopter itself, it appears to be somewhat of a indirect clone of the DM007, a competitor to the popular DM007, the Gort quadcopter. This one kind of looks like Gort, except this one does not have direct drive propellers. These propellers are gear driven. On top of that, if you notice, these propellers are kind of small. I'm hoping they have the oomph needed to lift this, but hopefully with gear-driven propellers, they usually provide better efficiency propellers, and these seem to have quite a bit of pitch to them, so they just might have the oomph needed to lift this quadcopter and lift that camera. We'll find out here shortly. The quadcopter uses a 3.7 volt 450 milliamp hour. It's a generic battery. One of your 450, your Hubsons will fit in this. Hubson H107 batteries should be able to fit inside this and power this quadcopter, so if you're looking for other batteries, you should be easily able to find them. The controller is this generic controller I've been seeing from JJRC and also from Eachine's. You could, I guess there are Wi-Fi versions of this. This would be the connector to hold your camera for the Wi-Fi versions. This is strictly a camera version, so there is no Wi-Fi. But each of these buttons are labeled, which I really like. I don't have to label them myself to remember what they do. For controlling the rates, you press this button here, hold it down for 3 seconds, and you can turn off the lights on the quadcopter. For controlling flips, you press this button here, tell it which direction to flip. This is your on-off switch. For starting the camera and taking a video, you press this button here. For taking a photo, you press that button here. And always remember to turn off your video before turning off your quadcopter, or else you will lose the video recorded to the SD card. Headless mode is entered by pressing this button here. One key return is entered by pressing that button there. And I believe you can reset the headless mode bearing by pressing this button here. And these buttons here are trim buttons, actual trim buttons for throttle, yaw, pitch, and roll. So that's in a nutshell. Let's go for a flight. I'm here in a jet way off in the distance somewhere, but he should be no problem out here in the desert. They usually don't fly this low out where I'm at here. Usually a good 10,000 feet above me, but they sure make a racket. I will point the quadcopter due north to set the headless mode bearing, if indeed that's how headless mode bearing is set. Turn the transmitter on. Okay, now we're bound. Let's see if I can start the video. Is the video recording? Yep, we got a red light. So you got to turn that, or you got to bind that quadcopter right away, because I guess 3 seconds and it loses bind. Let's see here. I'm going to. It also needs to be calibrated. Its gyros. Let's see if that helps. Okay, let's go up higher rate. For the windy day, we got a little bit of breeze. Let's send it up and see what this camera looks like. Upwind. And I'm going to put it in hover and rotate. Back upwind again. And rotate. That's what its camera looks like. Going way upwind this time. So the big improvement of this is the addition of a 3 megapixel camera. It's got some, I got some problems here with the controller. It seems to freeze. Like right now, I try to give it some right turn and left turn, and then it maintains input for quite a bit there, about 5 seconds. I guess it's trying to regain the controller. The range in this seems to be a lot less than I believe. Like right now, full pitch, and now it's taking the pitch. But for a few seconds there, as it was upwind of me, it wasn't recognizing my inputs. So, like, okay, let's see if we can do it. Okay, I'm giving a pitch, trying to fly it around up here above me, but the inputs seem delayed, is what I'm saying. Especially right now. It's doing it again. I'm not doing that. It maintains the last input it has for, like right now, it's doing it again until it regains the controller here. So this might have some flyaway issues. I'm not doing that either. Trying to regain control of it and doesn't want to give me control back again. So this has some control issues, folks. Wow. Okay, let's turn the camera off. We'll try to fly it in close. Let me land it first. That was the camera. Demonstration of the camera. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. Turning off the camera. And camera is off. There seems to be some control issues with this particular quadcopter. Although it can lift that camera. Let's do the remainder of the flight in close. It has some problems when you try to fly it out of range of the quadcopter. And that's a shame, because this seems to be a very good flyer. Where's the flip button on this again? Let's see if we can do... Let's do some flips. But again, you get these little inconsistencies in control that you lose control for a few seconds, and then it's flying and doing whatever it wants to do. But it seems like it could be a great flyer, but there's some control issues, like right there. So, would I recommend this one? No, I'm sorry. There's not until they correct the control issues with this quadcopter. It might be issues with this transmitter. I think there was issues with another quadcopter similar to this. Was it JJRC H11? I think. Well, it seems to be doing the same thing as the H11. Having some issues with the control. I'll try to keep the control in view so you can see what it's doing here, where it tends to have a mind of its own what it's doing here at the edge of range. Right now it's flying well, but as you get out to about 50 meters or so, it starts to there. Why is it going? Why is it flying away? See what I mean? Hopefully it'll come down. Oh, there we go. Well, at least it doesn't drop like a rock. It lowers the throttle gently as it goes out of range. But yeah, this will give you some, get your heartbeat going there. That was about 50, 60 meters. I guess that's the range of this. But that's what happens when it reaches the outer edge of the range. It maintains the last input that this controller was doing for a good 10 seconds or so. I guess it's trying to regain the controller. But then, instead of dropping like a rock, the motors gradually reduce and lower it gradually to the ground. So I guess they're trying to avoid damaging the quadcopter, which is okay, I guess. A good idea. Let's button the battery door back up and see if we can get some more flight out of this. And turn off the quadcopter for a second here. Inspecting it, there's no damage to it, so it's still good. It's still good, still able to fly. Turning it back on again, and we'll do some more flying with it. Rebinding to the controller. Okay, we're good to go. Going again to high rate because of the wind. Funnels at high rate. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. That battery might be getting weak. Going upwind a bit. And you got to keep in mind it's carrying a camera too. I bet you that would fly great without that camera aboard. Without the weight of that camera. Try to do acrobatics with that camera and those little props. It's not going to work. And there's the flight time. That's it. So overall thoughts, it's a good attempt. It looks like it's a good camera. I hope it's a good camera. We'll see after in post-test or post-editing of this video from this quadcopter. So it might have very good video, but the idea with this controller, those dropouts, just not a good idea. Not dropouts, the continued flying for several seconds after loss of signal. That is scary as heck, especially if you're downwind and you lose signal of this and it's flying away. It's going to fly away a good deal. So I don't think that's a good idea. So my overall thoughts and my rating on this is 2.5 stars. I'm sorry, because of the controller issues. It's just not a good idea, folks. So I hope you enjoyed this review. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.